Welcome back to Uncharted, Drake's Fortune. Now it's time to climb these pipes.
Indeed.
Sorry, audience, I'm just really tired. And sometimes when there's not much going on during a game playthrough, I just close my eyes for a bit.
Thank you, Dwibs.
Drowsy Dwibs.
Do you mean dozy dwibs? That's what I'm calling myself at the moment.
Yeah, dozy Dwibs.
Basically, audience, I got that name because I've dozed off like 3 times in a Skype commentary.
Once, even during one of our actual games commentaries, like you did it once during Layton, and you did it once during Ace Attorney Justice for All.
And I did it during an Adam Sandler movie, Fantasia.
And even during Psycho, but then again, that was because you kind of drunk yourself into that one, despite it being a good movie.
And also...
I have yet to fall asleep.
And also, what was that? Mirror Mirror.
Admittedly, that was because it was late at the night, because we all established that movie is insane and off its rocker. And I kid you not, sure, right? At the end of a Snow White film, yes, it's a Snow White film, we end on a Bollywood musical.
Because Tarsum.
Why?
Because Tarsum is insane, Shiroy.
And I guess he wanted to share his Bollywood traditions with us in a Snow White movie of all things, which had no hint of Indian knees whatsoever.
Alright, so time to see if we can find the generator and turn it on.
Sullivan, come in.
Oh my god, Skype's fucking up.
It's called interference, love.
Yep.
Nate, what's wrong? Nate? Nate!
Dun 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun. Alright.
Okay, basically I'm going to be pulling a Brock for this part and do this with my eyes shut.
Dwibs, that's racist.
Dink.
Which is interesting because one of the main reason why Tracy was credited was because they were afraid that Brock was racist.
Yeah, so let's replace,
Well, how about the protagonist
with
of Undertale then? They deliberately have no eyes.
You know, it's kind of ironic that they thought Brock was racist. Okay, so we have a guy of color with squinty eyes. What do? I'll replace him with a guy who's white and kind of comes off as a bit bland in comparison. I'm sure that won't take anyone off.
You know, honestly, I think most of the viewers, because they were children, wouldn't have caught that anyway until a little bit later on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's still bad.
I know I certainly didn't. In fact, as a kid, I was just annoyed that they replaced Brock because I actually preferred him over Tracy by far.
Brock was one of the better characters in the earlier show.
Well, this is new. And now for something completely different. I mean, seriously, well, the first time I played this, I thought, wait, what? Mystical monsters? Where did you come from?
Yeah, they explain where this come from. I mean, basically, Uncharted has mystical elements in true Indiana Jones fashion. So, I mean, this is supposed to be a throwback to the 1940 series, and those series always eventually got to the mystical parts eventually. So, it's following that.
My main issue with this though is like, well, there wasn't really a sense of foreshadowing for this sort of stuff, unfortunately.
Yeah,
at least they explain it.
Yeah, Uncharted 2 does this better. Fortunately.
Yeah, it's like, imagine. Your first time playing, and it's just fun, just reality, and then, okay, you're down in what looks to be not even the ancient ruins, but more like a generator room, and then boom, wham, mystical monsters. It's like
those bugs in Indigo Prophecy that just kind of pop out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm. It's like playing, it's like playing L.A.
I don't know, Shiro. At least the way these things are introduced. While these things do kind of come out of nowhere, I still think they're a lot less jarring compared to the giant ticks. I mean, the giant ticks are just way too nuts.
Yeah, well, at least these things look like they belong in this universe.
Weird as that is.
I mean, the giant ticks. Not to mention, considering this is going for the Indiana Jones thing, it's not that much of a stretch that they're going for the whole paranormal mystical thing. Whereas in Yoga Prophecy, Whereas Indigo Prophecy literally cannot even decide what the fuck it wants to be. First it starts off as a murder mystery, then it becomes a ghost story, then it becomes The Matrix, then it becomes Dragon Ball Z.
It was a bad thing. It was just the only comparison I could think of at this time.
Like we have said in our playthrough.
And admittedly, with Indigo Prophecy, they technically do prepare us for mystical stuff going on. The problem is that stuff like the ticks... Okay. The ticks are technically legit, but dear lord, are they portrayed so stupidly? Mm-hmm. You know, for the fact that they're ghost ticks of all things. Those kind of are just begging.
Like we have said in our playthrough, this is the sequel to Matrix Revolutions. Hey, Dwebs, is still there, by the way? Oh my god, I think this fell asleep.
I think he does stuff.
Yep. Well, now he also fell asleep in mid of a game. Interesting.
Well, like I said, it's happened before of late and
Did he mute or
gear?
Actually, yeah, that's a good point. Usually we just hear him snoring.
Maybe he muted or he burped. Speaking of which, I have to burp as well.
man down?
All right, don't worry, everybody. We're all right, audience. Don't panic. We're one man down, but we can do this.
And now I'm back. Oh, cool! The generator room. Crash Bandicoot reference.
Yep. Where was I going? Yeah. Hold on. I was about to say... yeah. Basically, but the interesting thing is that for as bad as it is, Indigo Prophecy is still a far more enjoyable sequel to The Matrix than the actual Matrix sequels.
Mm-hmm. I guess another thing that sort of jars me is like, well, there's no real sense of reaction from Nate to seeing these mystical creatures, even in-game, sadly.
Chapter 19, Unwelcome Guests.
I guess we're the unwelcome.
Well, he did react to them, just not in the way that some would expect.
He did.
Yeah.
I mean, at the very least, Nate actually said, "What the hell?" and shit like that. Whereas it's kind of like this. It's kind of like the same thing with Metal Gear Solid 1. And don't worry, Joe, I actually showed that part to Shiro via stream, so she knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I do.
Like when the cyborg ninja shows up and cuts off Ocelot's hand, what's Snake's reaction? What the hell?
Yeah, that makes sense. Oh yeah, speaking of Metal Gear Solid,
yeah,
Lucas,
I saw up to that point of, just so you know, Joe, I saw up to that point and a little bit on from that.
Lucas, Lucas, on the other hand, he sees giant ticks and he barely even reacts.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Speaking of Metal Gear Solid 1, I've kind of come to the decision that comparing Metal Gear Solid 1 and Twin Snakes, those things are actually rather different in dialogue and stuff. I think I'm going to give each their own playthrough, since they're completely different experiences when you actually get down to the nitty-gritty of it.
I'm actually thankful for your decision there, because again, my main problem... Please tell us we're doing the PS1 one first. Because,
well, of course, you know, so we can compare later on.
Thank you, because I don't like the cutscenes in the remake at all. They're so...
Oh, we're gonna have to deal with them eventually, but yeah, I'm doing the PS1
to give you an idea,
actually,
I think I already showed Shiro one of them. Yeah, I think I did.
Yeah.
But the problem with the cutscenes in Twin Snakes is that they're trying way too hard to be cool and awesome, but it just comes across as, you know, cringy. You're trying too hard, guys. You're trying too hard.
Mm-hmm. I like the GameCube version, but I will admit those cutscenes can get even silly, even for Metal Gear.
Yeah. I mean, yeah,
don't get me
wrong.
Like some of the...
Don't get me wrong, Metal Gear is silly, and it can get over the top, but that game... But Kojima knows to balance the over-the-top silliness with some more down, slower moments. But that game, on the other hand, I mean, geesh... Not to mention...
Aside from that, though, Twin Snakes is overall still definitely a good port and remake.
You know what? Actually, Joey, you know what's one thing about Twin Snakes that offends me to no hell? The fact that they replaced the entire soundtrack with completely new tracks that are boring and as fucking hell. Seriously. The soundtrack for Twin Snakes is so terrible.
I never found it terrible, but I will admit, I do prefer definitely the original PS1 soundtrack.
I mean, let's think about it. There's one big emotional moment that's basically revealed as one of the best emotional moments in any game ever in MGS1.
Hold on. Save it for when we get to that playthrough, though. You like, well, the same way, so sure can go in that with a clear mind, you know.
No, don't worry, I'm not spoiling it. Basically, there's a big...
Well, you know what I mean, Pedro. You know, like, well, sort of like how you want...
It's fine, go on.
Yeah, there you go. The thing is, there's a big emotional moment in that game, and there's a beautiful, beautiful piano piece that plays during it called Enclosure, which is actually my personal favorite Metal Gear track of all time. So to see that track being replaced by generic soap opera piano music, as you can probably tell, I wasn't happy.
Probably breaks your heart.
Yeah.
It's a matter. Yeah, it's a matter of like, well, your mileage may vary. I mean, chances are you may like the new music. If you're like me, you'll just see it as, different game. So I guess I'm content with it at least. I mean, dear Lord, they changed a lot in Twin Snakes. And that's not to say it's all bad. In fact, Twin Snakes actually does have quite a few improvements I do welcome. For instance, you actually don't have the benefit of having guards disappear, so you actually have to work to keep them hidden, like in Metal Gear Solid 2.
Yeah, the game takes a few cues from the Metal Gear Solid 2 gameplay.
And it does take care of a lot of backtracking issues. Thank
Yeah, that's one thing I'll give it. Yes, but honestly, Jova, that's just it. I'm sorry, what they did to the cutscenes is just unforgivable to me. Sorry.
I actually kind of like it, but let me put it like this: I like them both in their own way. I like Metal Gear Solid 1's cutscenes the way they do it, and I like Twin Snakes' cutscenes the way they do it. However, I don't get the mentality of either replacing the.
Hey Shiroi, this is really turning out to be a really lousy day, says Nate.
Things must have got to them.
Yeah.
I bet this is the last thing Nate was.
And here I was trying to get a treasure from a fucking sarcophagus for a fucking from a fucking sarcophagus, and then
Nate, now is not the time to think with your penis.
and here I was thinking
We'll have plenty of time to have fun with Elena later on.
And here I was thinking I was gonna be able to get a treasure, easy peasy, and here am I fighting zombies. All right,
it wouldn't be much of an adventure, would it?
Here's the cutscene that I was talking about.
Reminder: this all happens in one day.
What a day!
It's like in Arkham City.
All right, prepare yourself for the explanation, Shiroi.
Yeah,
This is all very suspect.
Convenient. There happens to be a movie projector here. It's cursed. There you go.
The devils hunt for me in the darkness. The gold of El Dorado bears a terrible curse. The Spaniards have unleashed hell and become as demons.
So there you go. The treasure is cursed, and it turns people into that thing, into those things.
Men have all been murdered.
Kind of like the Treasure de El Muerte.
Yeah, kind of like Shiroi, have you ever seen the first Pirates of the Caribbean movie?
I've seen all of them. Well,
Alright.
actually, no, that's
Yeah.
tell a lie. I haven't
Alright,
seen the last one.
so basically it's the same kind of thing.
I commend my soul to
Except apparently there's no turning back with this curse.
Yeah.
Francis Drake.
So yeah, Francis Drake
Well,
actually realized. So Francis Drake realized that the treasure was cursed. So he tried to hide it from.
One is to wonder why Francis Drake left the letter, warning people of the terrible curse in the actual chamber itself. It's kind of like his way of saying, I tried to tell you, but, joke's on you.
Yeah, well, Joe, but here's the
Well,
thing.
he's in the chamber. He's not by the treasures, so I'm pretty sure he's fine.
Yeah, this is a common thing in adventure scenarios. Like, just to give you an idea, Joe, like me, Teo, and Dwebs.
Yeah, I know. The whole people leave a letter for you telling you.
Not just
oops.
that. I'm about to give a concrete example, actually. Basically, me, Teo, and Dwebs started Quackshot, the first part, and Goofy gives us a random note that he found that says, and I'm quoting, 1 sun, 2 moon, 3 star. Yeah, I see a hint for a puzzle when I see. I know a hint for a puzzle when I see one.
So, yeah. Again, though, you have to wonder how convenient it is that the movie projector has been running all this time.
Plot convenience.
It's a shame we don't have more melee controls, but we have to wait till later on Uncharted games for that.
Yeah. Like I said,
That is
like I
one
said
thing
before.
about games like this that sort of do seem a bit odd. Well, It's like, okay, I get it. Shooting is the main thing, but give me melee when I need to do
Well,
close
Jova,
combat.
in that case, Jova, you're gonna love Uncharted 4 because in Uncharted 4 we actually have specifically story context.
A sword fight.
Not just the sword fight, but we also have flat out punching duels.
Oh yeah.
And hey, I say this a lot, but a lot of the stuff that isn't here or that isn't done as well as it could be, I just chalk it down to the fact that it's the first game.
Not just that, Shiroi, but there's also the fact that considering the development hell this game went through, the fact that this game became decent is already kind of a miracle if you think about it.
I don't know about the
It's like
development hell.
It's like Mission Impossible 1 in retrospect, where that movie had like so little of a script actually constructed from the start, and they were literally doing everything on the fly. And then once you know, it turned out to be a highly praised movie. Sans a certain plot twist, but then again, that's for hardcore fans.
Yeah.
I mean, other than that, it's still a marvelous movie, and the twist does work if you aren't too attached to the characters in the TV show.
Like I said, actually, wait, I think we're gonna get... Yeah, we're going. Okay, never mind. Cutscene.
Glowing green lights, that's always a good sign in video games.
Cutscene now.
Oh, crap. Or shit, rather.
Hi.
Can you hear me in there?
Yes.
Oh, no microphone on your end. What a shame.
Nate, get out of there before.
Elena! Leave her alone! Navarro, if you can't maintain control over a small girl, it won't happen again.
Oh, yes, it certainly won't.
I'm pretty sure that small girl could kick your ass.
Oh, trust me, Shiroi. Yeah, Elena is... Elena can indeed do that.
I just wanted to, thank you for leading us to El Dorado.
Oh, you can have it.
I hope you don't mind if we borrow Miss Fisher a little while longer, just to discourage you and your partner from trying anything creative.
Yes, take the cursed treasure.
It's been fun.
Sure, let them have their hunt. I'd hate to spoil
Yeah,
it.
we'll let them have.
See you soon.
I love Nolan North's delivery of that line. Ha, ha, keep smiling, asshole.
Oh, hell, that can't be good.
Nope. Nate's starting to get tired of this shit.
Oh, come on.
So one has to wonder. So the zombies are in the generator room, so that must mean that the generator room was at some point built on top of the Spaniard's treasure here. Although one has to wonder, how the heck was a generator room even built while the zombies were lingering around?
No, actually, well, actually, yeah, that's a good question. Actually,
I guess the zombies were just kind enough to let them build the thing and then kill them.
Mm-hmm. All right. All right, got ammo. I think I'm actually
Although thank goodness there's the kind of zombies that do go down when you shoot them.
All right, let's go. Yeah, there you go. There's Whip Snore. There you go, Shiro.
Wow, that's a strong gun.
Oh yeah, Shiro. This is your first time hearing Whip Snore, isn't it?
I think it's my first time being in a commentary where he's fallen asleep, like legit fallen asleep.
For me and Joe, that's the fourth time now.
Fifth, actually, by my count.
Oh,
Wakey, wakey.
Wait,
Let's see. Fantasia, Mirror, Mirror. Oh, don't forget, there was technically a Justice for All one, but he muted in the middle. And there was that Leighton part. There was bedtime stories. Psycho,
We'll have
because
to
he got
have
himself...
like a compilation video of the times Dwibs has fallen asleep.
Yes, we need to do. We need to get around to doing that.
There was Psycho as well, but
At the-
admittedly, that was because he got himself drunk.
At this point, this might as well be a playlist unto itself.
Plenty of
All
dead
right.
people. Just hopefully they don't become, that.
Snipers.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a precursor of Last of Us.
Yeah. Anyway, Shira, going back to what you were saying about the whole, improving upon being the first one. Yeah, I think Jim Sterling put it best in his Nathan Drake collection review. Sic parvis magnus, which is St. Francis Drake, which means greatness from small beginnings. Having played Uncharted 4 now, I can definitely tell you, there's not a better motto for the Uncharted series. Greatness from small beginnings. It is indeed that. The series has evolved from this to Uncharted 4, which is, if you ask me, one of the greatest action-adventure games
he
of
just
all
got
time.
bit, and he managed to shake it off.
Mm-hmm. Thanks to the power of this healing health system.
Yeah. But yeah, like Pedro said, I mean, we go from like this short game that started everything to Uncharted 4, which is very, very low length in content and everything.
And the gameplay diversity is also great. Like I said, it brings a whole new stealth component. Probably the big idea of Neil Druckmann, since Neil Druckmann also started with the whole stealth thing with Last of Us.
Well, good to see those zombies are kind of good to see that the henchmen and zombies are taking care of each other for us.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there's always the few stragglers. Well, that was an interesting time gap. Hello, past selves. Basically, our Dwibs hoster fell asleep on the end call button.
Oh well.
That's literally the only explanation I can think of.
Maybe one of these zombies came up and ate him.
And then the zombie pressed the end call button.
Yes.
Just for the sake of doing the.
Yes, just to be a dick.
Suspenseful.
Just to be a dick.
So they are. Oh, thank you, henchmen.
And now they turn their attentions to me.
Huh. Smart mooks. But not smart enough.
And that's another thing. The mooks in Uncharted 4 are pretty damn good.
Well, I'd expect nothing less since this is the same era that gave us Metal Gear Solid 5.
Oh, yeah. Alrighty then.
You can do it, Nate! Somehow you can unite the land of the living with the land of the dead and... Oh, wait, wrong Nathan.
Yeah. Alright.
Yeah. I remember that time when I accidentally mistook Nate in Beyond Two Souls for Nathan Drake. Hey, actually, how cool would that be if older Nathan Drake was played by Willem Dafoe?
Yeah, it could work. Though honestly, I don't see anyone playing Nathan aside from Nolan North. Honestly,
I meant older Nathan, though. And again,
I'm not saying anything because of spoilers.
Yeah, I know about the ending of Uncharted 4.
Okay, then.
But yeah, that's not spoilers, Jiroy.
Thank you.
Hey, that's what we do. Unless it's a game or movie that's actually calling for it to be spoiled, we don't spoil.
Mm-hmm. Like for example,
something to do when Ace Attorney 6 comes out in Japan if I want to avoid spoilers.
Like for
this will be
example,
my first Ace Attorney game where I'm actually, there during the time when it's getting released. When I became an Ace Attorney fan, I was actually at the point where, all 5 games were released already, so I didn't have to, avoid the whole internet.
Okay. Bye. Idiot.
Well, he gave it his best, I guess, and it wasn't enough.
You gave it your best, son, but your best wasn't enough. Sorry. Okay. Let's see.
If we peer around that corner, there's either a horde of evil zombies or a bunch of henchmen waiting to shoot us. I'm so glad life has given us a wonderful set of choices.
Anyway, actually, I remember what I was about to say. Basically, I think Jim Sterling put it very well best in his review. The improvements that have been going on from Uncharted 1 to 2 to 3 and now 4, it's a great example. It makes the motto of Francis Drake, greatness from small beginnings, so true to this series. Because this series evolved. Very few series have taken such great strides to improve themselves constantly upon each entry.
I wonder what Naughty Dog's new long-running IP will be after Uncharted 4.
Well,
Since,
we
you
know.
know,
We know Last of Us 2 is in development, so that's one. But we
I'm
don't.
talking about their new long-running IP because, like, well, usually they always have that one IP that is their main leading one. Like,
Yeah.
first was Crash Bandicoot,
I'm
then Jack and Daxter.
Yeah,
Might
sure.
still be Jack and Daxter afterwards, and then it was Uncharted.
Well, Neil Druckmann is clearly going to be the one heading Last of Us 2, so the other team, I guess, will probably either try to go back to one of their older IPs or just make something new altogether. So.
Oh yeah, that's right. Speaking of Neil Druckmann, now I remember. I was saying why I was so ticked off about why Amy Hennig left. It's like, well, she's pulling a Yuji Naka, which is one of the free things that ticks me off the most with a game.
I don't get it.
I mean,
what's wrong with?
Why would she leave in the middle of development, though? I mean, that just... It's like, well, okay, I get that you want to leave, but wait till you finished your project.
Well, to be fair, Jova, I mean, it was still early development, and she probably realized that she had plenty of capable people of taking over for her, and she did.
Well, we've seen what
Yeah,
that
I
sort of
mean,
stuff.
come on, it's not like she just up and left them. She probably gave them support.
I mean, Neil Druckmann. I mean, she probably knew that Neil would get the job done just fine, and yeah, by God, did he? So it all came together in the end. So.
Oh yeah, sure, but you know me, it's like, well, I mean, that sort of stuff does.
Look at the bright side, Jova.
But I guess if she did actually make sure that at least the stuff was in good hands, man, yeah, I'll give her props.
That's a similar thing, Joe. By the way, have you gotten to see on the PlayStation YouTube channel the Naughty Dog 40th anniversary documentary? Because Jason, one of the early founders and
Jason Robin.
Yeah, Jason Robin, who co-created Crash and Jack. He actually said that when he left, he purposely chose Evan Wells, the current president of Naughty Dog, as the new president, specifically because he wanted to keep. Before they left, they made sure the culture of developing games based on quality was kept, and keeping that culture of not being any boss over in charge and the environment being very friendly, Pixar-like, So in a similar way to Amy Hennig, when Jason and Andy left, they also made sure the company was in good hands. So
it's a neat thing when you think about it, because quite a few of the people who actually did work on the original Crash Bandicoot games are actually still around at Naughty Dog. One of them even being the president.
Yeah, not to mention, Jova, another thing that's kind of not comparable in terms of Amy Hennig is that, I mean, Amy Hennig only left. She only left alone. Whereas Yuji Naka not only left, he took like half of the entire development team of 06 with him. Pretty much.
And it's not quite like Keiji Inafune either, who sort of took out with him too.
Yuji Naka knew he was pretty much dooming that game, and yet he still did it.
And he just kind of up and left.
Yeah. I mean,
don't even get me started on how Keiji Inafune's masterful leaving screwed over the crossover.
At least Amy Hennig just didn't take like a half of the development of a team of Uncharted 4 with her. Jesus.
True. Okay. Props. Because, like, well, okay, yeah. Whenever you make sure at least that it's in good hands and still keeping the ball running, then yeah, fair game.
And honestly, if you ask me, Uncharted 4 turned out so amazing to me that honestly, for all we know, it was just a better thing to do anyway.
Oh, I definitely agree.
All right, everybody. So see ya for the finale. Hopefully,
we're there already.
Yeah, hopefully Dwebs will actually be awake for the finale.
Well, he better.
See ya, everybody.
See ya.
See ya.